Hi, my name is Ben, and this is the introductory video to the channel that I would like to start called Real People Run. This is my first video on this channel. This is January 2024, and one of the things when I was looking at setting up goals for this upcoming year that I really wanted to get done was, I've actually had this channel created for a couple of years with the name and the intention, well, about a year and a half, but I had the intention of posting some videos, and I just never got around to that. It's just not, I guess haven't had the courage to do that, but I put that on my my set of goals for 2024, and so just wanted to get something out there, introduce myself, and talk about the channel a little bit. So the idea here is to have some conversations about myself as an amateur runner, and to potentially have some conversations with some friends and pals and folks who are runners who are basically non-elite runners, and people that do this for a hobby, more or less. This first video today, this is just going to be, I'm not editing this, it's going through and through, so if there's any mistakes in here, they're going to remain, and that's fine. We're just going to talk a little bit, and a little bit about who I am. I'll probably do a video later on my story and why I run, and sort of my why statement, and we'll talk about that some, and maybe hopefully down the line provide some space to for other folks to talk about what drives them to do what it is they do. But today I really wanted to talk about motivation a little bit. It's been a really challenging week for me this week, trying to get out and run, but also just personally, I have a busy life. I have 2 kids and a family and a full-time job and pets and all the things that a lot of us have that take up a lot of our time and keep us really busy. But they're great, but I'm trying to get running volume in for races upcoming that I have this year. But I'm also just a couple of weeks removed from a backyard ultra that I did, and so I'm having to be really cautious about not overusing muscles and volume, and still have some soreness and stuff, and especially my right leg. And so it's been a very challenging week. And then my son came down with strep throat, and so that's like horrible in my family, because we're all susceptible to it, and so we'll just pass it around and around and around. Last year we passed it around for 2 months and missed quite a bit of running time in there. So I'm definitely trying to avoid that this year. So he's on his antibiotics, and we're all monitoring for symptoms, basically, to go to the doctor at the first sign of. But today was really challenging. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, so we had a lot of stuff going on, and I really need to get out and run today and get some volume in. But I really also needed to prioritize rest, because it's been a really stressful week, like with work, and I've put a lot of long hours in and stuff. And so so part of that becomes too, I could have got up really early this morning and done a bunch of stuff, but at the same time, it's, I needed to rest. And so my cat's coming up here. Hey, what are you on? Yeah. But, I needed to rest. And so I slept in a little bit. Sometimes you need to do that as well, and you have to figure that out. And so I need to sneak a run in at some point in this weekend, today or tomorrow, and I'm going to do that. So the question becomes, it's raining outside. It's not warm. It's cold. So it's basically just miserable weather, and my nose is a little bit runny from working in it a little bit earlier this week, and it's been raining all week, and so it's just been a rough one. But it's good to know what drives you, and I think I may misquote this just a little bit, but I think that Strava did a study at some point in the last few years, and said something like 90% of runners don't enjoy running most of the time. And that's such a shame to me. I tend to think about running as such a joy and a blessing most of the time, that it's hard to imagine not enjoying doing it and continuing to do it. And so I think it's important to know, why we do it and what it is that drives us and why we want to keep doing it and what motivates us, and in understanding that and taking the time to enjoy it. I think that a lot of us could get back to the joy in running and remember what it is that we loved about it when we started, whether that was, I wanted to get fit, or I want to be healthy, or I want to, challenge myself, or set wild goals and see if we can get there, push my limits, like whatever the why is, stay sober, like, whatever that is. And we get back to that and understand, what it is that we loved about it, and return to that love again and enjoy running. I will say a few things for me. Fundamentally, I run really slow a lot. I'm not a super fast runner. I'm in the middle of the pack usually in races and stuff, but I run a lot slower than that. Normally, I run a lot of like zone 1 running. Like probably 80% plus of my running is zone 1, and probably 15% of it is zone 2, and maybe there's a little bit in zone 4. I hardly ever run in zone 3. I just feel like it's a gray area where you don't really get that much return out of what you're doing, but you're also pushing yourself to a point that you could potentially get injured if you put too much time in there. So I don't run there very much, and I hardly ever run in zone 5 unless I'm in a race. But that helps me maintain my joy, because I get to, slowing down, enjoying myself. I pay attention to my surroundings, and I get to have a really good time and be out in nature and all those kinds of things, or like be with other runners and, be part of the community and all that stuff. I enjoy all that stuff. It's awesome. And so, and as far as my why goes, just generally, and like I said, we'll do some longer introductions later, and I'll tell you my story and that sort of stuff. But I just want to be a positive force out there, and I think earlier in my life, I think that I had, for a lot of people around me and for myself, I think that I brought a lot of misery and sort of destruction into the world, and so it's become part of my life's mission at this point to bring a lot of positivity and creativity into my life and into the lives of the people around me. And that's not always easy, because my life is very challenging sometimes, and I have a lot of things that are very aggravating in my life, but I'm doing the best that I can to keep a good mindset and just be adaptive and to heal, most of all, and understand that like being positive isn't forcing myself to be positive. If I have to force that to happen, then it's not really positivity, it's a lie. And so trying to create positivity through healing and through being creative and learning how to adapt and change and overcome challenges, and not let it get me down when things don't go the way that I want it to, and to learn how to overcome in spite of setbacks. And so healing and working my way through that has helped me to be more positive, to actually be more positive instead of trying to make myself be positive. And so that's sort of my why, in terms of why I'm running and why I enjoy running. And I also wanted to be more fit and just be healthier and potentially have a longer life to be with my kids. And so I think that drives a lot of us as well in terms of what it is that we're after, and why we have New Year's resolutions and set goals and do all those sorts of things. But if there's one person or 5 people that watch this channel and are inspired by something that we have on, and that'd be worth the time it takes to put some videos here on YouTube and do this as well. So I'm really excited about this part of the journey, and I'm really looking forward to posting some more videos on this channel, Real People Run. Hopefully we'll get some pals, like I said, and some friends down the line, different people that I run into, and see what they've got to say and see what advice that they can give, and we'll enjoy that journey together. But again, my name's Ben, and I'm glad that you watched this far. I really appreciate it. And hey, if you want, hit the subscribe button. We'll try to get some content up, as time allows, and hopefully I'll be able to take you guys out on a run here soon, and maybe at least get some shorts up or something like that on YouTube. So all right, till next time. All right, bye guys.